That's blaring.
I feel like I'm interrupting your shift somewhere, like on the loading docks.
Bails up, you sons of bitches. Bails up. Hard working, man. I have been spending a lot of time at the Crab House. Those guys, they're just. I think they think I'm an undercover cop because they deal with a lot of blow. It's weird, but
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't, but they're at sea, 18 hours a day. You got to stay awake,
Oh yeah. It's like
Cup of sink is not going to do it.
Yeah.
You need to butt it up. So in my experience, when I have hung out with longshore fishermen, especially in the northeast area, they always seem to have a little pocket of something,
Oh yeah, a little pick me up.
They smell a little bit like rotting ahi or whatever, but and a little bit like peanut butter. But
interesting, maybe tahini. Yeah,
like a good tahini. I took the old man, my dad, to the movie Out to Sea. It was the George Clooney one with Marky and the Funky Bunch.
Oh yeah. I saw that one too.
The Gloucester
man. Bleak. It was a perfect storm, right?
A perfect storm.
Yeah.
That's
And I read the book.
Oh my God, which was better?
I mean, the book didn't have a lot of Mark Wahlberg in it.
Oh, the abs. Yeah. Well, if you watch the movie, they all come out of this bar and they're all like, sea captains, whatnot. Arr, 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 arr. Well, I took my father there, and we went. We had a couple beers, sitting there in the middle of the afternoon.
Oh, and to the actual bar.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I thought you meant you just took him to see the movie.
He's not a fan of Marky Mark. Finds those. No, he's.
How does he feel about the Funky
man
Bunch?
with a body too tight to be not the generation he grew up with. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, sex symbol. Put a dress on him. He's got abs. My father's generation, where it's just like, if you're not dying from heart disease, you're not a real man.
You're not. Yeah. Oh, great.
In between half pounds of homemade Black Forest hams, bacon, and Chesterfield cigarettes, you would really go.
Yeah, if you're not 50% sodium.
Well, we went to the bar. It was great. We had a couple things, and it's great. If you have a chance, if you go to Boston, go outside of Boston, and like any city, is like you see all the touristy stuff, but the right outside of the city, I think, generally represents cities.
Oh yeah, as
well.
Yeah. That's where you get the.
Yeah, I mean that's where you get. You want to go to Southie? You want one of those Oscar-winning moments there? What's that thing? I love that movie.
How do you like them apples?
Yeah, well, that's a great movie. What's the hell? Not The Departed. No, what's the
Gatsby?
other one? No, not The Great Gatsby.
No, I know.
There was a Raisin in the Sun. What the hell was it?
It's Finding William Fichtner.
No, he's good. He's good. Does math. He's good at math.
Oh yeah. He's Goodwill Hunting.
He's that's it. Yeah, he's wicked smart. Yeah.
Wicked smart.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, two guys from Harvard. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good way to win an Academy Award at 20 or 19 or whatever they were. They wrote it. They wrote it for class, I guess.
Oh, really?
It was like they're.
I can still watch Matt Damon and things, but I have trouble watching Ben Affleck and things.
They have gone in very different career paths.
Yeah.
One is Bourne, one is Batman. One you're like, oh, he could be Bourne, and one you're like, no, I
don't know about that Batman.
I don't know about. I thank you for wanting to dress up for the kids at the leukemia hospital, but sir, we can't have you come in. You're unvaccinated, and you're just wearing a Batman. Like you have no. If you had like a website that we could, maybe a business license, but at this point, you're just a man with some open sores on his face trying to enter a hospital wearing. Yeah. No. Sorry, Mr. Affleck. Affleck. Is it he owns that place? You don't know that, but he owns.
Yeah, that's his.
He owns Gilbert Godfrey. You would think that. But we should, of course. Anyways, go to the bar. Go outside of Boston. Go. Yeah, I mean, get yourself a nice cup of chowder. Chowder. You don't like chowder?
It's not my thing. You know.
You don't like a New England clam chowder?
Well, actually, to be honest, I've never tried it, but I just know.
I don't know
when you look at something, you just know.
Sometimes you say words to me, and I'm like, "Wow, your life, you've at your age, you've never took a shot and ordered. Now, I don't want to ruin for people where you're from, but you're basically all of your neighbors make it professionally, like in their home kitchens.
Yeah,
every
there's a
day.
lot of bathtub chowder.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, let's be honest. You're kind of from Chowder country, so
Yeah, I'm in.
you know.
Yeah.
But how does that happen? You know what I mean? It's like being in New York and never having pizza. How do you not have?
Oh, what a tragedy that would be. But
Yeah.
pizza's good. Chowder. I think what is chowder?
But how have you never tried it? It's a soup with they just flour it up to make it white. Oh,
But there's definitely fish
clams.
in it, right?
Clams. Yeah.
Clams,
New England clam chowder. It's the clams. The clams, sir.
and it's the white.
It's
red
the white.
is New York.
No. Yeah, no, the red is New York. Did you say
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
There's a little bit of cutout
They
there.
put a little
The man.
little tomato in there. Is that how?
Well, I
they
put a
do?
little spicy meatball.
Yeah, they put a little spicy.
I put a little spicy meatball. Yeah. I like to do it. I like them. I mean, New England, but it's good. I mean, it's like you got to go up there. You got to get a lobster roll.
Oh, I don't like lobster either. They are bugs that live in the sea.
But you've tried them. That's because it was prison food. I get you. Take this, Frank
Oh,
Morris.
was it? They would feed the lobsters to the prisoners.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. It was cheap and no one wanted them because they were considered.
They're basically spiders.
Yeah. They're the spiders of the sea, like the chicken of the sea.
Yeah.
But these are the spiders of the sea.
I had what the kids call a poo-poo platter, which had some kind of a shrimp maybe or lobster nonsense in it, and I ate that. I thought it was a chicken finger, like a fried chicken finger, which I've never seen anywhere else.
What was it? Just a bunch of fish mashed together? Chicken? Was it a Gordon's Fisherman fillet? What are you talking about?
No, it was like breaded and deep fried, and I thought it was a chicken finger,
But it was not.
but it was like some kind of fish finger.
Like a medley of fish, just like
Yeah.
just
A
some cod.
melange. A nightmare of
halibut.
fish is what I called it. That's when several fish are put.
So
in
you don't
one.
even like one of those store bought fried, for you don't like a fish. And what about a fish fillet? I bet you hated a fish fillet.
Yeah, I don't even like the word fillet.
Have you tried a fish fillet?
Like from McDonald's.
Yes, sir. The
A
only
Mick
place
fillet? No, I have not tried it because it's got fish in it.
I don't.
In my cooking
these
class,
these are the things that I'm talking about. Like
I'm not cultured.
you're from but where you're from, it's just there. You can't. You stumble down, you see drunk Johnny, and what's he doing? He's eating fucking
He's
New
eating
England clam
fish
chowder.
fingers. Yeah.
He's dipping his fish fingers. You know. I don't get it. How could you never? How have you never tried a fish fillet?
I might have. I don't know. I probably blocked it out with a lot of other trauma.
Listen to me. What's happening? Okay. Do you understand? Listen to
Oh
the
no,
words.
I
that are
don't like
coming.
this already. I don't like it. Don't you do it. Are you gonna mail me a fish fillet?
No, then I want to.
You know they
But
put
I'm going to
mayonnaise
make
on
you go. The next day we're filming is a Friday, right? And since we're all good Catholics, we're all going to get fish fillets, and we're gonna eat. It's going to be a fish. It's going to be a fish fillet episode.
Oh boy, I can't.
You can get
wait.
fries, and I'll even allow some hamburger backups,
Oh really?
so that after so that this way it's not a
So I
total
can
loss.
cleanse my palate.
Right,
Yeah, of course.
Oh, how have you never tried that? That's so weird. But in New England, now if I were a big shot, I'd go onto my interweb here and be like, find me some like there's like Cousin's Maine lobster, but like a that wasn't a hint for you to start doing it. Although I love that you picked it up. But can I get like a rich guy's doing the clam chowder where they just mail it? You know what I mean? It's like $48 for a can of homemade.
I actually got a gift certificate.
To the clam hunt.
No,
I think it's a strip club.
It's yeah. Sounds like it's from the South. It's a place called Gold Belly. Have you heard of it? Where you can get.
Is it that old gym that became a sushi restaurant?
Wait, is Gold's Gym a sushi restaurant now? That's tragedy.
Gold belly.
Oh, Gold Belly. Oh yeah. No, this one is a website where you can go and get different stuff from restaurants across the United States. So if you wanted like bagels from New York, you can have it mailed to you. You know, that kind of thing.
Nothing beats, nothing beats 7 to 10 day standard shipping bagels
Yeah.
from New York.
Extra locks, please.
Yeah. You're
They probably freeze it.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story in the middle of your story. If you want to get a bagel in Los Angeles, you got to go to the Brooklyn Bagel Company, and there's one in Beverly Hills. Not to be all this guy, but
yeah, you're that guy.
That's right. I got bagel money. That's right. Try to stop me to buy a bagel in your town, but it was owned by Larry King, and I would go in there. Because I had an office right around the corner from there, believe it or not, and he would be there for his morning meetings, and he owned the Brooklyn
really?
Bagel, and they would take the water and they would, and I know this is wrong, they would emulsify some sort of thing so that the water is the same pH balanced as the one in New York, and
okay.
you can watch them be made, and they are fantastic. I mean,
Really?
they're the best bagels I've had in L.A. I haven't been there since he died, and I don't know if it's because,
Think
I'm not there as much anymore, or am I just devastated from the loss of a man in suspenders who said, "Expand on that."
Yeah, a big glass.
But really, it's good. It's good. So you can go back to your story now. Pick it up.
Oh yeah, coming right back at you with a story that I remember completely. Gold Belly.
This is another episode of Unnecessary. Brian Sturges, and I am that Brian Sturges. Holy cow, we're in it again. 2022. I'm wearing a hat because all of this was supposed to be off, but now it's become a thing. You know when you've crossed a line and like something becomes ugly and it becomes beautiful, and then it becomes ugly again and beautiful.
Oh yeah,
and ugly.
I know exactly.
That's what's happening because I have a lot of. It's a thing that was supposed to be taken care of, but things keep getting pushed back. So I'm not taking care of anything.
You have a situation up here.
Oh, it's this whole thing is, people like it, which is weird because they're like, you look like a cleaned up hobo. They're like, it's like, because it's
what you look like right now?
No one cares. What? Tell me.
Bill the Butcher. 100% Bill the Butcher. From Gangs of New York.
Oh, I'll take. Oh, a fine actor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I heard he retired because it takes a lot out of him because he's so method that he does. Yeah. Have you seen him in anything lately? I think he retired.
I mean, good for him. I mean, the guy's got millions. Who's he? Yeah. And he's not one of these like TMZ whores or something where he's like,
no, definitely.
He's not like bringing his iPhone in the shower and be like, acting, So, but that is the life. That is the true life. That's the difference between a real, like an actor and then someone who's pretty, and we allow them to give 20, 25 takes to just say, "Where's the butter?" And she just cannot get it right.
Where is the butter?
Why don't you just say, "Where's the butter?" Just, where's the butter? Actually, one of Alec Baldwin has taught me 3 things about acting. 1, check that the gun is loaded.
Yeah. Obviously, that's one with a bullet.
2 is that he's seen so many people quit when they were so close in his mind.
Oh, really?
He's like, once you're so far in, why quit? You might as well, just accept it. And the 3rd one was delivery. And he said he was in an acting class, and the guy's line was like, "Where have you been?" And he'd walk in and be like, "Where have you been?" Like very,
a little sing-songy there.
You know what I mean? Getting very thing, and over again. And the teacher, who I think was, Uta Hagen.
Oh, really? Yeah. I've heard of her.
And she just said, "Why don't you just say, come on in, or whatever? How are you?" Just like, why don't you just say the words?
How are you? Person? Actually, that would be a fun thing to do. To go into an acting class and just shit all over the lines, like with deliveries.
Oh, I can't tell.
I mean, maybe people do that
some of my scene partners I've had in my lifetime. They're all great. They're all better than the next.
Yeah. I mean, you think about like,
yes.
What's his face?
Sir Isaac Newton.
Close. Star Trek.
The gay data.
No, that's a callback from something before we were recording.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, at least there was a callback. At least there was
Shatner.
Shatner. Yeah. What about?
Well, he's
Billy
got a
S?
very interesting delivery of all
Yes, his
lines.
lines. The
Same
way he
as
says.
you know, you know that guy.
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Which is the answer to what the question is? What do you never see at the Reeves household?
Horses? Don't say it.
Christopher Walken.
Geez, that hurts.
Yeah, that's a Norm Macdonald live joke. Full credit. That's pretty.
Nice job, Norm.
Huh?
I said, nice job, Norm.
Yeah. Nice job dying. Yeah. I mean, shout out to Betty White, who, I mean, I didn't see it coming. I didn't. Yeah. Betty White's gone. That's a shame. But Norm Macdonald is you felt like he had another 10
he had plenty of time left.
Yeah, right? Well,
I mean,
not really. I mean,
but he could have.
What is that? Hey, what do you think you're doing?
The cup is too small for my iced tea. I need copious amounts of iced tea.
That's the same thing Hazy Fox said. I said, I'm a muggy busted my butt. He lined up 4 other better mugs and was like, yeah.
And
I was like, damn, it's like Vistaprint or something. Give me a break. I'm not deep diving into the larger mugs. You know what I mean? You think I got another 275? You think I got 270? Have you seen gas prices?
I have, and even when I get my my 20 cents off for my shopping, my Vons card, slip it through at the Chevron.
Oh, that's good to know.
Still $5.40 or $4.50. I mean, $4.50 a gallon. That hurts.
Yeah, you got the regular. I got the 91. That's insulting.
You go 91?
Yeah, well, I'm supposed to do 91.
I did that by accident once, and I was so upset about it.
Why? Because of the efficiency or because of the cost?
Yeah, it's like, this damn car is too efficient.
I'm man enough to say I don't really get it, but basically, supposedly that my vehicle runs better on 91 because it says to put 91 in.
Is 91 the middle one, or is that the top?
That's the top one.
Oh, that's the top of the line. You probably got a big old tank in that thing.
Yeah. Well, I remember it's 2 Geo Metros welded.
Yeah.
Back to front.
One going one
monorail,
way, one going the other way. Yeah.
That's a callback.
Yeah, it is.
Okay? You see? You want to go callbacks? I do really quick, of course, want to go over 2 things. One, you look very nice.
Oh, I got my hair busted seconds ago before I came here.
How was it?
It's good. It was interesting. I had to hold the mask so they get it off my ears, and I just held the mask, against my face while he trimmed all of my long hairs off.
So do we get a before picture? Is there any evidence you could put up later?
I can actually. I did. I took one picture right before, sitting in the car, and then I went and took that same picture afterwards.
Ooh,
in the car again.
If you're comfortable, throw it up. If not, cut this out. But
I can also include a picture of the Crypt Keeper for comparison.
Okay, is that what you
Same
look
hair.
like? Oh yeah,
Same
you
hair.
had it was. I liked it though.
Yeah.
You don't want to see what's under this thing. This thing looks, It looks like I flew to Turkey to get discount plugs, Is it all seafood?
Yeah. I don't like things that come out of salty water unless it's pasta, if you know what I mean.
Yes, I'm familiar. Well, so you wouldn't do oysters. You ever gone to an oyster bar?
No. No, wait. That is for sure a texture thing.
Okay.
That's just a slimy.
Note number 2.
Oh, no.
Okay, we are totally finding an oyster bar up here, and there's got to be one that will allow an iPhone to film while we do it.
Maybe we can get one in a Vons or something. Maybe they got some.
Let me tell you what, I love you, and as much as I'd love to see you try a Vons open shucked oyster, we should go to a proper place just due to
Well, if we get an ambulance on call, but now with COVID. I mean, it's going to be hard to get that out.
Well, I mean, think about it now. Are you going to go slurp down a shucked oyster, or would you rather bite into a fish fillet?
Oh, fish fillet all day.
See, so now a fish fillet doesn't sound that bad,
True.
right?
Yeah.
See what I did there?
You fooled me. with science and psychology.
Oh, speaking of science, of course, we have to acknowledge something. Could you? I emailed you an image. So before you show it, before you get it ready. Well, at this point, I just want to take a moment and, of course, acknowledge a certain someone who is no longer with us for today.
Oh. Phrasing.
Acting. Of course, we're talking about the incomparable Josh K. Willis.
Josh K. Willis.
Kyle Willis the seventh. And he, I don't know. It's hard to talk about things, but I think we have to have another intervention.
Oh no.
But this time he's gone down and he's down to the ponies, down to the chips, down to the old free cocktail. He's become
he's out of the frying pan into the fire.
He is gambling quite a bit. And now that he is no longer associated with NASA,
yeah,
I think it's okay to just start talking about some things that he might deem private. But I think we all know
that it should not be private. Yeah,
that it should be private. Well, we all agree that he's a pretty bright man.
Oh, wicked smart.
You know, when it comes to like water that's in different shapes and states.
Yeah, gaseous, liquid.
Commonwealths.
The other one.
Yeah.
Solid.
But when it comes to like counting cards, he is not good.
No.
I mean, it's surprising how little climate change kind of rolls over to high stakes baccarat.
Yeah, there's not a lot of overlap.
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned Big Johnny before, well, Big Johnny's one of they call him Big Johnny because he's one of the biggest bookers in all of Staten Island, which you might know from Pete Davidson and That Smell.
Yeah.
It's like one of these late night movies with Chastain where they go to play baccarat, but it's on a boat. So what it is technically it's international water. So what it does is around at 3 a.m., the baccarat cruise leaves out of Long Beach Harbor. And Willis would go down there and he would, of course, tuxedoed because it's baccarat.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Big chips. Big flat chips. James Bond-esque. And he walks up to the bar and says, "Give me a Miller Genuine Draft, low carb, only 60 calories."
Got it.
He says, "You want it shaken or stirred?" He says, please don't shake it. Please don't shake the beer. No problem. And of course, he looked over and he saw a beautiful, multi-ethnic, unsure what, but progressive, beautiful, smart, intelligent woman who is definitely doesn't look exactly like a spy.
Okay.
And she was across the bar and she did one of these. She did one of these. And of course, he's stupid.
So a lot of dust in the air?
He sees, yeah. Well, it turns out she was allergic to the New England clam chowder soup, and she was having a reaction on the cruise. Right? So her eyes were swelling, right? And now Josh is a doctor, and if you'll ask him, that's what he'll say. But not like it's September 11th, and he's helping in the trauma center.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
It's more like that ice is cold.
Doctor. Yeah. How cold is it, doctor?
He's one of these. But he rushes over, with his ego and his he does this shoulder roll because he's from Texas. He moseys.
His mosey game is on point, I gotta say.
He's in his tuxedo and he moseys. Now she's of course would appreciate it if he would hurry up, but he
He can't help it.
he moseyed on over. He moseys and said he put his hand on her cheek and said, "Are you in need of assistance?" And she said, "The clams in this. I'm definitely."
Yeah. You don't have to say anything.
Well, long story short, he administered CPR just as her boyfriend, like her lover, like they're unidentified usually in a movie, or it's just like, are they boyfriend and girlfriend? But that seems weird because he's a huge crime boss and she's.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like.
He's very protective.
Do you think Inspector, she was ever like, I don't know why, it's Saturday night. Would it kill you to spend the night inside? I'm trying to dominate the world. But it's Saturday. It's the holidays. Frank, come on.
It's the weekend. Yeah.
You know how the why, but they're never married because here's the thing that I learned is that none of James Bond's bad guys like had a wife and kids. They're like, I have to go to soccer practice. He's apparently an evil man from French Quebec.
Yeah. The most evil combination.
Yes. Molasses toe.
Molasses.
Is that a Goldfinger? I don't know. It was.
Oh,
But that's okay. It's like the Canadian versions where they're But of course, and Dr. Willis is just administering CPR, just pumping, staying alive. Right? So then
he went through the full verse.
Yeah.
Good plan.
It was like a scene from The Office. Dwight cuts the face off, but so he comes over and he's just like, but they're rarely brutes. He's a normal sized man, but surrounded by mountains.
Yes, of course.
Like Cerberus-esque gargoyles, like just huge, right? And of course, he's digging out, trying to get. He's in her mouth trying to dig out. So
fish hooking her,
flicking, right? And a little bit of the white clam sauce flicks onto the tuxedo. Well,
ooh.
Goddamn, the whole Baccarat boat stops. The whole boat stops. They dry.
It feels.
The captain applied the brake, dropped anchor. They couldn't believe it. Well, we went almost into just a kind of a complete melee. Of course, he stands there while these guards started to attack Willis.
And Willis doesn't back down.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You think
he's so smart, but in the moment, he doesn't back down. Of course, he did a couple of those swing kicks, and he took out both the legs with the leg where the knee the knee's gone. It was one kick.
David Lee Roth it.
Yeah. You rocked me like a hurricane. That's the same band, right? So, and he hasn't even gone to the table to play a game yet. Okay, this is just out of the way, on the way. So, and of course, in true fashion, he explains, and then she's like, there's clams. There's clams in my casino.
Man, if I had $1.
So he's like, who put the clams in there? And then, of course, he killed the chef, which was whole
immediately.
It was like he's just like, suck the blood. He said, I got you like a piece of veal.
Clam this, Chowder head.
And then once it was explained to be like, no, Frank Spector, he was saving me because the clams. And he says, I apologize. You come and you play baccarat at my table tonight. You come tonight and you join us.
Oh, guest of honor. Nice.
That's how they get in, right? So this dipshit Dr. Willis, right? right? Does he hop in the harbor, start going the 32 miles inland or whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, he stays on. He takes a power nap. He watched 2 episodes of American Pickers in his hotel room. Took his shoes off, aired them out. You know what I mean? Took a fresh shower, hot shave. He showed up at the table. Now, here's the thing about evil villains and global leaders: heavy pockets, right? Well, Willis, of course, he's like, the minimum bet is $1 million a hand, and he's like, I got like $1,200 worth of gift cards to something called KB Toy Store.
Yeah. I don't think it exists anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. So, they worked it out. They worked out what those gift cards were worth, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I will front you. But then you will owe me, Dr. Willis. And this dipshit says, all right.
He's can't like,
how much?
Right? Yeah.
He's like, I will give you $10 million to start, and I charge you. Yes. This accent has gone a little bit out, and it is a little bit back in.
Here we go.
Ottawa. So, and of course, long story short, the man doesn't. He lost. I mean, Willis immediately lost the $10 million.
Oh yeah.
In fact, people kind of laughed at him. I felt bad for the guy, but they were like, "Did that guy lose $10 million in 7 minutes?"
Yeah.
2 of which was trying to find the card he dropped on the floor.
Yeah.
Well, so Frank and his friend Boris came collecting, and Willis did take Taekwondo in 8th grade for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, and he applied that and was beaten quite severely. But he got one roundhouse kick into Boris's head, cracked his head open. When the camera cuts away, this camera stuck. And it stayed, and he shook, and he shook, and he shook. And and his soul left in his epileptic seizure.
Holy moly, Josh.
But anyway, and then, of course, some of you don't know, but when he was in college, he was an Olympic diver. So he went to the stern, Daniel, and he did a forward flip over, and he did that, and he landed in the water, and then he did the 32 miles back to shore. Well, they're on his ass. But anyway, I wanted to show you a picture of his foot from... let's see that. There it is. Whew.
Dang. So this probably was the point of contact. Either this or this was where he hit the thug in the.
Well, the one might have been from the first guy's knee, right?
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. And of course, you twist, but services will be held at St. Mary's for Boris and his family. These things about these expats.
He had a lot of family, right? A lot of kids. Got me on him, if I remember correctly.
Well, you know what? As for a mercenary, he also ran a very successful foster care program. I can't tell you how many book bags he purchased.
You don't meet a lot of mercenaries with a heart of gold, but he was one of them. Yeah.
He was one of them. In fact, Bruce Willis was supposed to play him in a movie, but now that he had his head kicked in by Dr. Due to there's still legal pending issues. So Dr. Willis will be with us. Basically, I don't want to say where he'll be and when he'll be or if he'll be.
Or what his name will be. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're thinking about dyeing his hair. He went to a gentleman who was fantastic. What was his name?
Oh, come on, give me that name.
And he's so Godspeed to what's his name there to
Boris or Josh?
Well, I feel bad. You know what? I felt bad. I didn't pick up the prayer cards for Boris.
Oh man.
So if you're around Utica Printing.
Oh, it's in Utica. If I'm around it, well, okay.
If you could go ahead and pick those up, it would be fantastic. But we hope your foot feels better. He's unable to walk. I'm not sure how that's related to sitting on a podcast, but he does like to stand. And as you know, He spent 7 years as a Russian ballerino, and he taught the guy with your old haircut how to hold a machine gun in Die Hard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you would, yeah,
I remember that guy.
yeah. I just watched Die Hard, as my tradition is, again, and I think it's a Christmas movie. I know we talked about this a little bit last time. I rewatched it since the Josh
I mean,
thing.
it definitely has all the, because Christmas movie is like, it's a lot of it's about the ambiance, what it brings out, and when you watch something like that, sure,
Yeah.
they're shooting guns and he's killing people and he's,
But ho ho ho,
yeah, ho ho ho.
he's got a machine gun now or whatever.
Yeah, and so on and so forth.
I'm not sure how that.
But
sure.
you got some music and maybe the snow's falling. Well, maybe not in LA, but
They
the
did
vibe
that
is
in
there.
the opening of Die Hard 2, which you have to.
You're right.
Follow up all the snow.
Airplane.
The movie.
Well,
Don't call me Shirley.
don't call me Shirley.
I
We're all
seen you
counting
speak
on you.
jive. It's been it's really quite offensive, to be honest with you. You usually hear Tim Hall speak jive in 2022, but it's definitely a Christmas movie because it's all Christmassy. Now, it's a Christmas party.
Yeah.
There's Christmas
Hans will be.
decorations. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also watched Lethal Weapon,
I recently watched Lethal Weapon.
and it opens up with a Christmas song. Is the opening song?
Yeah.
Thank you. Was it Michael Kamen, Eric Clapton, and Sanborn there, right? David Sanborn.
It's definitely got some squealing like hot lick guitar licks in
Yeah,
it.
that's Clapton.
Yeah.
See, Donald Glover there. He's the old, strong black man. So he's got that smooth, kind of cool saxophone, kind of classic jazz. Where Riggs is, that guy. He's
loose. He can't be contained.
He's loose. He lives on a trailer on the beach without a permit, and he's got and
Yeah, somehow it's not just being raided by homeless people.
that was back in the day where you could live on a beach and be a homeless person and a cop
Yeah.
simultaneously. That's when the movies where in the 80s, everyone lived on a boat. And they were like, I'm just living on a boat. I'm a detective. I live on a boat because
Can't afford these land taxes. Yeah.
Well, you know what dock slips are? If you had any idea, if you knew the current rate of dock slips, that wouldn't be funny. But kind of as in our closing situational thing here, it is the new year.
Yep.
And we'll bring some guests on. I'll bring none of the people who I brought on before. They're all terrible. Terrible.
They're out. They
They're
had the
out.
chance.
You had it. You blew it. Get off my lawn. We're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have some co-hosts.
Thoughtful conversations. Yeah.
We're gonna have some. We learn. We're progressive. We're gonna have interesting people. We're gonna do some magic. We're gonna do some
two-card pickup. Nice.
various things.
You still got it, Brian.
But was this your cut? Okay.
It was. In fact, I gave you those.
I'm gonna need
Those
to
are all
hire
my
a PA
cards.
to clean this up. But here we are in closing. It's time for our New Year's resolutions, and in ways that we think we could better ourselves and improve, and what our things are. I will go first if you don't mind. If you remember, like 6 months ago, I started like a workout. You knew exactly what I was going to say because you noticed the astonishing weight gain in between that video and this current video. In fact, I went to the doctor and 6 months ago for my grown-up physical. He's like, your cholesterol's fine. It's like, it's right there. He's like, so just work on it, bring it down. He says, I'm going to have you come back in 6 months. I come back in 6 months. I'm up 15 more pounds. He's like, somehow you're in like danger zone now because ever since having my lovely daughter, it's just been like deep fried chuckle with some gravy and some Rocky Road,
Yeah.
So he's like, and I warned him. I said, just so you know, I've did the opposite of what you told me to do. And he said, I'm really glad you told me because I would have thought there was a serious medical problem if you were like, I've been working 6 months on lowering this thing. So now I'm like, because the lady's Southern, and that's really what it is. Because it's like,
She's Southern?
oh yeah, yeah,
I didn't know
oh
that.
yeah, oh yeah. So there's butter, sugar, and she bakes and it's good. But man, like whole milk, all that stuff is no good. So now I got to go back to what I used to do. So now I'd like to again 6 months later say new challenge. I have a scale now that's digital.
Ooh, does it connect to your phone and tell you
It
all
does
kinds of
connect to
mean
my
nasty
phone. It
things?
connects to this, so the government knows what a fat slob I am.
Yeah.
In fact, I keep getting Instagram ads for T-shirts for dad bods.
Oh, I get those as well. Don't worry.
Okay. So it's okay.
Yeah. Like, why would you wear a T-shirt like this when you could wear? And both
It looks
guys are
exactly
like,
the same
"Well,
to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't it look the same? Like I see no difference between.
Well,
I mean, not to disparage whatever company is trying
Yeah.
to sell me T-shirts on Instagram.
Something about they don't billow out, but I don't know.
Well, I get it because I like a little bit, not so much now because I'm a fat guy, but with the athletic cut because I need the shoulders, but
You
then
got
the American
shoulders,
cut
you
just
lucky
is just a
bastard.
box. So if I
Yeah.
get something big enough for the shoulder, then I usually have all this extra fabric that hangs off me.
Right.
So if you get it like a
What you could do is twist it and then just tie it in a little
no, you
thing on the
can't do
side.
that. You can't. You have to spend $12 to get it hemmed. Like people judge you now. Yeah.
Nothing a bulldog clip couldn't fix.
Oh, yeah, right. Classic. Yeah, like classic like Vogue shoots. So my thing is obviously medically now I need to basically the new goal is to get back to the old person who had the goal last time.
Right, to get back to that where you were just on the cusp.
Right. So we'll check back in 6 months when I go back. But the numbers were staggering. So the biggest thing is I got to get healthy and go out. Now it's like 2022 and we're back to life and,
Yeah,
working
Omicron
out,
is
doing all that
raging.
stuff.
We're ready to go.
Cutting all that stuff back. So that's going to be my big one is to get down to clothes that don't have to be made by a Turkish man named Omar the tent maker.
Yeah. They don't have to be other clothes sewn together with other clothes.
They're two double X.
Double everything. Yeah.
Was it Slater jackets from the 90s? Or the slate with the S? Starter
jackets. Yeah.
Yeah. So the big thing will be healthy. I got to get healthy, and plus the bookability.
Oh
Right?
yeah, for sure.
So because if you can't be out of shape, you can be fat.
All right, but you
can't be like, So what I have now is pretty much a body, but that's like I'm really rocking the dad thing. Getting mad. I want some Sanka.
Oh, you getting some crystals?
So my New Year's resolution is definitely to diet, and then also, I think in addition, kind of maybe a mental one would be to let things go.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
And it's so easy to say, but
And very hard to do. Yeah, for sure.
I can think about somebody said something to me 9 years ago. I can't wait to see him on the street again. You know what I mean? Like,
there's this one.
I know you had this one guy that really chapped your balls. Yes.
Yeah, and it was. I lived in Santa Monica when this happened, so it was been like 15 years, and I'll still get a little red faced, a little upset, and I'll imagine. Yeah, I'll imagine seeing that guy. I
gotta let it go, especially with like people and friends, and especially like relationships before. Like none of it really matters anymore. Like, I mean, like I hate you with the passion of 1,000 angry sons, but we're daughters.
Yeah.
But you get it. So, but yeah, I gotta just, I just gotta let things go. That's the thing. Gotta twist it up. Gotta be good. What about you?
Mine are almost the same.
Yeah.
Because I gotta get trimmed down to my fighting weight. I'd like to be 175 instead of whatever I am now, 195, something like that. So I can just drop them 20. But also, I have to. This is similar to letting things go, but I have to reframe things. So I tend to be a little negative, so I have to reframe things in a positive.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's sort of like letting go.
I would say that's probably a better description of what I was
Oh, okay.
Because the lady is like, but that's how they say that people with this kind of weird, this negative thought process, especially in business, they do well because they see
They're prepared.
they're constantly assume they're going to get screwed over.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and having that, it allows you to put up that wall, whatever. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
You're untouchable.
yeah. Well, I think we'll all do great, and Happy New Year to everyone. And of course, this was another episode of Unnecessary, very kind of a lackluster thing. I'm feeling kind of like the show kind of came to a natural close.
That's true. We did.
I don't
I'd
need
light
like
a candle if I had one.
I don't feel like we need a big. This is Unnecessary Talk with Brian Sturges, and I'm that Brian Sturges, and that you're some Hall music, and you can follow me at Mr. Brian Sturges or BrianSturges.com. We need to talk about that. It's irrelevant.
we don't need to talk about
doesn't need to be talked about. We are 100% finding an oyster bar somewhere in the Los Angeles area. I would say if I could add another one on the New Year's list, it would be professional. Really getting.
Oh, okay.
Having the kid and the movement, like it's kind of a crazy year. I really want 2022 to get back to what I thought 2020 was going to be.
I think a lot of people feel that way. Yeah.
You know, but things are happening. So listen, Happy New Year, everyone. We'll see you. Things will be happening. Dr. Willis, good luck, and of course, you're going to want to stay off. You're going to want to stay off land. Stay. And I know he's
Out of sight.
I know. Do you know that he owns an island someplace? It's called Croatia. I don't really know.
Oh, wow.
A beautiful little place.
I didn't know he'd done so well.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. We're done here. All right. We have various songs. Exit. Fade. Bye. Happy New Year.